We are joined today by Ms. Tianii Tran, the Director of International Recruitment NSW Aussizz Group. Tianii comes with a wealth of experience in the international education sector. She has played key roles in international student services and recruitment in the US and Australia. Tianii has decades of experience and understands student aspirations and aligning their interest with the right course choice. We are also joined by Ms. Begonia Sanchez, the Regional Recruitment Manager at the esteemed Curtin University. Our experts will be waiting to take your questions. Please post your questions in the chat box and we will answer your queries at the end of the session. Also, we have some very exciting giveaways for our attendees. We want to take the session deep and interactive, and we encourage students and feedback. We have bumper cash prizes to claim for the ones who leave the most descriptive review under this Facebook post. Tag your friends at Aussizz Education Summit 2022 in the comments section along with your feedback. Also, the most participative audience member from the chat box is eligible for free giveaways such as the free PTE coaching, IELTS coaching, PR consultations, etc. We encourage you to come be a part of the summit.
Thanks, Sherilyn. Well, thank you everybody for joining today. So in this sessions, I will be talking about emerging in engineering programs and career pathways. So thank you for joining. Let's get started. So engineering is a very diverse field with different objectives and to chase. Choosing the best one can be a little bit challenging. So in this education sessions, you will learn about the various engineering courses and disciplines, tuition fees, entry requirements, and scholarships. Also, I'll be talking about potential earnings depending on your chosen career pathway and get information about the current job market, statistics, and findings. So what is engineering? Let's talk about what it is. Engineering is taking science and designing and building solutions for real world problems. And of course, there are plenty of problems to choose from, everything from climate change, water quality, efficient autonomous vehicles, renewable energy, plastic pollutions, life-saving medical device, secure communications, and exploring space, just to name a few. So here I'm just got some of the top institutions offering engineering programs, just to name a few. We've got Curtin University, we've got Darwin, Swinburne, Macquarie, ECU, Wollongong, and the University of Newcastle, of course, is Torrens. So we're just going to mention some of the programs that you can study at these providers. If you want looking for the undergraduate, so the Bachelor of Engineering, a 4 years degree at University of Tasmania, 4 and 5 year degrees in the University of Wollongong. Bachelor of Engineering, you can also study the Western Sydney University, it's 3 years. Some of our postgraduate students may be looking for the Masters of Engineering, and you can study that at Macquarie, Charles Sturt University, Swinburne, Wollongong, CQ, 𝐸𝐴𝐷𝐿, Victoria University, Deakin and La Trobe. And also some students may be looking for the Masters of Engineering Management, and it's offered at Curtin, Macquarie, La Trobe and at Torrens. So civil engineering deals with design, constructions and maintenance of physical and natural built environment. It also includes public work such as developing and constructing and developing infrastructure for society. So here you can see all the providers that offer this program. You can do an advanced diploma of civil construction design, and the outcome of that is, you can be a civil engineering drafts person. It's a 2 years degree. EIT also offers the Bachelor of Science in Civil and Structural Engineering, Bachelor of Engineering, Civil and Construction Engineering. At Curtin University, they offer an honours program, which is 5 years. There are also lots of master's program engineering. You can do civil at Flynn Federation University is 2 years. Swinburne is 1.5 years. Flinders 2 years. EIT also offers the Masters of Engineering in Civil Constructions. Masters of Civil Engineering at Griffith University is 1.5 years. At Monash University is 2 years. And the tuition fees is about $12,000. That's the advanced diploma, up to $39,800 annually. So mining engineering, we'll move on to this. It's about extracting minerals from the earth in a safe, efficient and responsible way. Globally, many industries rely on the supply of commodities produced by mining, such as minerals and metals. So where can you study mining engineering? Curtin University, of course, University of Wollongong, the University of Adelaide, University of New South Wales. So here you can see all the list of that 4 years degrees in Bachelor of Engineering in Mining, Bachelor of Mining Engineering Honours at Monash. University of Adelaide has the Masters of Engineering, Mining Engineering. And Federation Universities, you can do the Masters of Engineering and the Master of Engineering, Mining Engineering. Petroleum engineering is the works in a range of industry sectors, often related to the exploration, the mining, productions, delivery of downstream processing of fossil fuels. So if you're interested in the this qualifications, you can study at ECU, Curtin, the University of New South Wales, the University of Queensland, and that you can study the Masters of Engineering, specialising in petroleum engineering, Masters of Technology, specialising in petroleum engineering, and 𝐦𝐸𝐿 University offers the Masters at 1.5 years. Potential earnings for this degree, 120K annually, and it's a very strong, demanding occupations. Construction management is the overall planning, coordinating and control of a construction process from the start to the end. The objectives of project management is to produce a project that meets clients' requirements on budget and schedule and at an acceptable risk, quality and safety. Construction management, you can study the Bachelor of Applied Science Construction Management at Curtin. It's a 4 years degree. Vic University also offers this honours program. Deakin, you can study at University of Adelaide, University of New South Wales, Western Sydney University. There's a Bachelor of Building and Construction Management at the University of Canberra. If you're living in ACT, it's a 4-year degrees. And there's a Bachelor of Construction Management Building with Honours at the University of Newcastle. It's a 4 years degrees. You can also study the Master of Constructions at Swinburne, CQ, Deakin and the University of Melbourne. Now we'll move on to mechanical engineering. Mechanical engineering designs, develop, build and test, deals with anything that moves from components of machines to the human body. Quite an interesting field. So here again, you can study at Macquarie, Engineering Institute of Technology and ECU. So you can study a 4 years degree as a Bachelor of Engineering with Honours with a specialisation in mechanical engineering. It's approximately about 39,800 annually. And of course, there's other programs you can do, the Bachelor of Science, the Bachelor of Engineering Mechanical 4 years honours. A lot of these program mentions are accredited by Engineers Australia, and we'll talk more about that later. Mechanical engineers have potential earning up to 110K, a senior mechanical engineer up to 123,800K, someone with 20 years of experience, excess of 142K a year. Let's look at the entry requirements for these programs. At advanced diploma level, applicants must have year 12 or equivalent. In terms of English, they require IELTS of 5.5 with no bands less than 5.0 or equivalent. There are some degrees from institutions that will require you to have an IELTS of 6 with an overall band of 6 or bands of 6. If you're studying a bachelor's degree, the applicants were required to have year 12 or equivalent. Some will recognise the University Foundation course, or if they have completed 2 or 3 years diploma, advanced diploma or associate degree, or at least 1 year of a university degree from a recognised institution. English level requires 6.0 IELTS with no bands less than 5.5. Now, with a master's, you'll need to have a cognitive background, so successful completion of a recognised Bachelor of Engineering, a Bachelor of Engineering Science or Bachelor of Engineering Technology, Bachelor of Technology or international equivalent in civil and constructions, electrical and electronics, mechanical engineering, or an approved equivalent discipline. Some course degrees will require work experience, so you might need to provide a CV or a reference letter from your current employer. An English level requires 6.5 with no bands less than 6.0. So engineering programs are recognised and accredited by Engineers Australia. Students who graduate from the program that is recognised are eligible for graduate memberships of Engineers Australia at the Engineering Technologist level senior course. So one of the questions we get from our student is, can I study regional and what are the benefits? So, you know, the benefits are they can take advantage of over 1,000 regional scholarships on offer by the Australian government. And studying in regional areas on a graduate visa will benefit from up to 4 years post-study work rights upon graduation. So what is regional? If you live in Australia, you may know what a regional is, but if you're tuning in from overseas, it is any area that is not Melbourne, Sydney or Brisbane. It'll be cities like the Gold Coast, Perth, Canberra, Newcastle, Wollongong. These are all considered regional. Provides international students with an option to gain an additional 5 points by studying in regional areas. So if you're in New South Wales, you may consider 𝐄𝐝𝐻 University and destination scholarships offered by SAE Institute, TAFE New South Wales, the University of New England and University of Wollongong. In Victoria, Federation University has strong campuses in Ballarat, Gippsland and Woomera. Western Australia, universities include Curtin University in Kalgoorlie, 𝐦𝐸𝐿𝐼 University in Bunbury, the University of Notre Dame in Broome, and the University of Western Australia in Albany. Curtin University in Kalgoorlie has a strong focus on engineering and science. Now, if you're wanting to study in the Northern Territory, we recommend Charles Darwin University. They have 4 campuses in the Northern Territory. You can explore exciting course options in engineering. And of course, if you're thinking of studying in Tasmania, the University of Tasmania has 3 campus locations in Burnie, Hobart, Launceston, and they have focus on preparing students to join the workforce, and they have very exciting courses in STEM also. Regional scholarships on offer. There are up to $15,000 per year with a maximum of 4 years, so that's another benefit of studying in regional areas. There are plenty of scholarships available in 2022. This is just some of the universities and some of the scholarships on offer. Just to name a few, ACU has an international student scholarship for undergraduate and postgraduate, 50%. A lot of these have T's and C's, so reach out to Aussizz Group in your states for more information and eligibility. Charles Darwin University has an online overseas international scholarship for undergrad, it's 25%. Curtin University has a Science and Engineering International Merit Extension Scholarship for undergrad, it's 25%. 𝐦𝐸𝐿𝐼 University has a 2022 Welcome to ECU online scholarship for undergraduate and post, and that's 30%. So there's a lot out there, and I'm just naming a few, but you can certainly reach out to us for more information and eligibility. So we're going to look at the National Skills Commission projections on these engineering occupations. So if you're looking at engineering professions, we're looking at November 2020 and then projected employment level in November 2025. You can see here engineering professions, currently 196,800, projected to grow by 13.7%. Civil engineering professions, currently at 67,000 in November 2020, is projected to grow by 15.2%, so 77,100. And again here, mining engineers, it's expected to grow by 13.9%. Sorry, I just moved on. In terms of jobs and potential salaries, earnings by state. So we've listed here all the ones that we spoke about: engineering, project engineers, site engineer, process engineering, project management, mechanical engineer, design engineer, mining and constructions. If you go to 𝐸𝐷.com, you'll find all this information there. So the most common advertised for engineering, for example, was at 70K. But if you're looking for other states with a higher income, if you look at ACT, it's at 130K, for example. Project engineer is the same. The most common advertised is 130K. And you'll see that for Victoria, Queensland, ACU, Western Australia. So so this is a great way to see your career earning potentials. So also, this is the NERO is the nowcast of employment by region and occupation is what is called the NERO report. It's quite interesting. You'll see the experiment data on the current employment of occupations in each region, highlighting the changes in comparison with historical levels. And this emerging technology is called nowcasting. So what I did was I just chose construction management. And the data here is from November 2021, where the current employment for construction managers 115,500. You can see that in 1 year is only a 1% change, but over the next 5 years, you can see that it's going to increase by 27,000. So if you're looking at by state, looking at employment in New South Wales, Sutherland has a 5-year change, a projection of 71% increase. In the Parramatta area, employment is currently 2,585. You see the 1-year change is only 4%, but in the 5-year change is going to increase quite dramatically by 86%. So then Victoria, the same. For inner Victoria, you can see that in the 1-year change is 21%. This is forecasted to increase in the next 5 years by 55%. In Western Australia, where the most highest potential of growth is in northwest, southwest, and northeast. So you can see the current employment is 2,744. It has a little drop in the 1-year change, but in the next 5 years, it is forecast to increase by 20%. Again, in South Australia, if you're looking for work in these areas, South Australia, Central Hills, and North Adelaide, current employment there is 1,313. 1-year change is only 18%, but in the next 5 years change, it's forecast to increase by a huge whopping 87%. And then in Tasmania, you can see here it's 1,500 employment. It has gone down in the 1-year change, but in the next 5-year change, it's increased by 20%. So in terms of future potential earning, an established construction civil manager and civil industrial and mining engineer can earn upwards of 100K to 160K annually. And you can see that they're all in the priority migration skill occupation list: construction manager, civil engineering, structural manager, mining, petroleum. There's some other ones like software engineering, electrical engineering, mechanical, and geotechnology engineering. So if you want more information, you look up these sorts, we can share that with you later in the chat. On the priority migration skill occupation list, the nowcast, the NERO report dashboard that I spoke about, you can see where you can study by looking at the 𝐸𝐻 code, and of course for your future earnings and job potentials in 𝐸𝐷.com. And that concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tianii. So now we have a very special student join us today. So 𝐤𝐻𝐿, I just wanted to ask you a few questions. First of all, thank you so much for joining us today.
Okay. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah. Hi, so I'm 𝐿𝐿𝐴𝐻 from Aussizz Group. Can you please introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, no worries. Hello, my name is 𝐤𝐻. My nickname is Taco. I am currently studying at Curtin for the Bachelor of Actuarial Science. And yeah, I'm happy to be here today.
Oh, That's great. So, why did you want to do this course? Can you explain your aspirations behind it?
Well, I heard that being an actuary is a very prestigious thing to be. And so I'm really excited to just dive into the depths of how the world could be represented with like numbers and statistics. So that's in my best interest.
Definitely. So why did you choose this university? What drew you towards this university?
So Curtin is the university I chose. It's because it's the only uni in WA that offers actuarial science. And not only that, it's because the campus and the establishment itself is really great because there's like a mix of modern and traditional architecture there. And it's been like really easy going around because everything is very convenient.
Right. Also, how was the student support at the university? How are your trainers, lecturers, infrastructure, and facilities at Curtin?
Oh, my supports were amazing because when you reach a Curtin, like during orientation week, which we call O week, everyone has different activities to do to get you really into the university and know everyone and how everything works. As a first year student, there's also like a mentor for you that is also a student, but they're in like the second or third year at Curtin, and so they will guide you how to transition smoothly from high school to uni, and it's been really great with all the support.
Thank you so much, Kaho. Now, I just wanted to ask you, how was your experience with Aussizz groups? How did our consultants help you achieve the admission you wanted?
Oh, it's never been easier with Aussizz Group because, um, like, Aussizz Group was recommended by like a friend's parent of mine, and so I said, why not give it a shot? And like, they made the transition really easy because all I had to do was just provide the necessary documents, and the process was very simple. And they even like allowed an interview with the head committee of like the actuarial studies program, and which I was very grateful for. And yeah, thank you guys for that and this opportunity.
Thank you, Kaho. So just last question.
Yeah.
What are some of the challenges that you want fellow students to be prepared about? Some word of advice for fellow students who are applying for the same course?
It's not an easy course. Try your best. First year is kind of like a honeymoon year, but second and third year it'll get like more difficult. So just be wary of that. And yeah, just enjoy, have fun. It's your uni time. Yeah.
Thank you, Kaho. So thank you so much for your feedback.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Begonia, you can begin now if you'd like. If you're ready.
So I have a second chance now. So I was saying that my name is Begonia and I'm the Regional Recruitment Manager for Curtin University. And I wanted to just say that it's really, really important that we listen to students like Aho. His experience is really valuable. Also, I would like to congratulate him because actuarial science is one of the most difficult programs at Curtin, really unique. And it's accredited, it's only one out of 7 universities that has the accreditation for the program. So thanks Aussizz for having me and letting me share the experience of our students and also what we have at engineering. So I'm going to share my screen now. Yeah?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, perfect. So we are going to talk today about engineering at Curtin University. Engineering is one of the flagships of our university, really well known and recognized in the area. But because we are all here in Australia or maybe overseas, I'd like to just take a few minutes to talk about Perth. Perth is the 6th most livable city in the world, and it's where we are based here in Western Australia. Just some key information about studying in Perth, apart from being the 6th most livable city. Also, the Western Australia economy is really diverse. It's not only resources, but also tourism. As Tianii mentioned, Perth is considered a regional area with all the benefits that it has for international students. And also we have some perks. So international students have 40% of the discount at public transport, and also students who are doing postgraduate courses and over, also research. If they come with their families, they will have free schooling for their children. Just talking a little bit about Curtin. We are really proud of saying that we are an innovative global university. We have 5 campuses in different countries. Some students choose us because they want to have even more international experience. Students can start in Perth and they can move to Mauritius or Dubai, Malaysia or Singapore, or they can start there and move in here. That's an option for our students. We are really known for our strong links with the industry, and I will explain that later in the presentation. And it has you can see that on the curriculum that we have, that it's really linked with practical as well. It's not only theoretical, but also practical. We are ranked in the top 1% of universities, and our aim is to get you prepared for the jobs of the future. We do offer English packages if you need additional support with the English. Something really important, that we are the most preferred university among domestic students. So 51% of the domestic market, when they choose their university, they chose Curtin University. So that means that you will have a great experience mingling with international and domestic. I will share later the virtual explorer, so you can just wander around our campus and create your own avatar. For business school, I know that we are focused today on engineering, but we also have the triple accreditation for Curtin Business School. And the flagship also for us is our engineering degrees. We are first in Australia and second in the world for mineral and mining engineering. We do have courses, business and law, health sciences, humanities, and science and engineering. We are going to focus in engineering. Today, I'm going to try to be really brief and just mention 3 or 4 reasons to why studying at Curtin. I'm going to mention the rankings. I'm going to mention the international recognition and accreditation, our facilities as well, and the industry exposure and networking opportunities that you will have just because you will become a Curtin student. And also, I would like just to mention as a note, Tianii was talking about the salaries. I'll talk about that in the projection, but just focus on Curtin University. So just an idea of the Curtin graduates, postgraduate graduates, that they have a median salary of Australian dollars, of course, of $135,000, the highest in Australia, when the average is $91,000. And also after graduation, almost 86% of our students find a job 4 months after graduation, and it's the highest in Western Australia. Let me check. I don't know why. Now, just I mentioned first point, global rankings. It's really important, the student experience, but also what you are going to take with you when you finish. So we are first in Australia and second for mining engineering, the flagship of our engineering courses, as I was saying. But we are also ranked in the top 100 for civil and structural engineering, earth and marine sciences, geology, and petroleum engineering. Just you see the numbers, depending on the ranking, we are second in chemical engineering, second in Australia for earth sciences, third in Australia for civil engineering, 5th in Australia for petroleum engineering, and 8th in Australia for metallurgical engineering. So as you say, these are, we cover all these majors. We do have more majors in undergraduate and postgraduate, but these are some of our rankings of Curtin. Also, as I say, we are the first public university in Western Australia for graduate employment. We are rated 5 stars. That means that our students are really, really happy with our teaching methodology and the learning resources that we have. And also, as I mentioned before, we are the Western Australian most preferred university. As Tianii mentioned in the presentation, there are different options if you want to become a professional engineer. We do have the Bachelor of Engineering Honors. It's a 4-year course with several majors, the ones that Tianii mentioned, but also we have mechatronics, for example, which is really, it's in high demand, and it's really, really unique. But today we are going to talk about the Master of Professional Engineering, which is a postgraduate degree, most commonly known as an MP, we call it. So the MP is a 2 years duration course which is accredited by Engineers Australia, and I will talk about that later. The course component it's 1.5 semesters of core engineering content, which is common to all students. So that means that you will be studying law for engineers, you will be doing sustainability units, you will be doing some design development, and it's common, and then you will have 250 credits of your specialized domain knowledge. We do have 8 majors. I don't know what I did. Are you seeing my screen? Yes, give me a second.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, but I am not now. Okay. Yeah, we do have chemical engineers, civil. Under electrical engineering, we have embedded systems, emerging power systems, and telecommunications and networking. Then we have mechanical, metallurgical, mining, and petroleum, and also software engineering. Metallurgical and mining are taught in Kalgoorlie, which is a regional area in the regional area considered Perth. So this is for all students who have an undergraduate engineering degree. But if you don't have an engineering degree and you have a science degree, we have a pathway for you. So basically, to go into the MPE, you need a Bachelor of Engineering in a related discipline. But if you don't have, we have something which is called the Graduate Diploma of Professional Engineering, and we will please place you in the right major so you can transition to the Master of Professional Engineer. Accreditation. The course is accredited by Engineers Australia and it's Washington Accord signatory. This is really important because apart from the accreditation that you get in Australia, you get global recognition. More than 40 countries are signatory of the Washington Accord, and that means that you will have the standard that is required in those countries to work as a professional engineer. The accreditation of Engineers Australia gives you the stage 1 competency. What does it mean? What is the stage 1 competency? So this is the minimum level that you need to work as an engineer in Australia, as a professional engineer in Australia. Many organizations and employers here in Australia won't hire you unless you have that qualification, that accreditation, that membership with Engineers Australia. And as I said, it's the minimum level of competency that you need to practice as a professional engineer. So we talk about rankings, we talk about accreditation. I like to talk about links to the industry. So Curtin is an Australian Technology University, an ATN, and this is important because we used to be a college, a technical college, and then we just grew to become a university. That means that we are still really industry focused. Our students, our aim is that you will be working in real world projects and in real world impact and be really, really connected with the industry. Some of our partners, that's why we work with some of the most known partners in Western Australia and nationally recognized as well, and also globally, like Alcoa, BHP, Chevron, Clough, 𝐸𝐴, Woodside, and NASA, for example. So these are one of our partners, some of our partners, and there are other many. Also, MPE, really important. Students need to complete 480 hours of exposure or professional practice that we call it. It's just basically 12 weeks of internship. It can be achieved with internships, with industrial projects that will be arranged by the university, attending technical lectures. So you don't need to do only 12 weeks of exposure of internship. It can be just a combination, right? We try to guarantee that to international students, and this is quite unique to Curtin University. And for that, the students will need to do 3 workshops prior to the placement. Obviously, they will need to learn how to do the resume and the cover letter, but also they will learn about the Australian business culture, which is, it can be quite different from your own country business culture. And also we will teach you how to network and how to find hidden jobs. Just to mention the Western Australia School of Mines in Kalgoorlie. So the students who want to do mining and metallurgical engineering, they will study at Kalgoorlie. Kalgoorlie is one of the most important mining hubs in Western Australia and in Australia. And it's 7 hours driving from Perth and 1 hour flight from Perth. So basically what you will find there is the gold fields mining industry. We have gold, nickel, copper, and iron ore. If you just Google Western Australia School of Mines, you can see our campus, and then one of the biggest open pits in Australia is just next to our campus. So you will see how our students are really, really well connected to the industry during their studies. We have lots of activities in there for our students to connect with the industry, and also a lot of companies have their headquarters in there. Also, our students in Kalgoorlie are exposed to the 5-4 lifestyle. 5-4 stands for fly in, fly out, because some students in their vacation work during holidays, they will be based in Perth and then just flying into the location where the mine is and flying out in rosters. And really, really important as well for Western Australia School of Mines is the WASMA, the alumni, whose aim is 0% unemployment for our students. So they want everyone to be working, and they are really, really, really well connected and offering opportunities for students when they are in there and after their graduation. Just mentioning briefly these 2 courses, just in case students are looking for different options within science. We do offer the Master of Predictive Analytics, which is a 2-year course. We are the only university in Australia having a predictive analytics course. And it's basically a marriage between business and science. So it's really blending technical, analytical, and predictive skills. And we will teach you basically how to recommend measures for companies to make informed decisions. There are 4 majors: Internet of Things, Data Science, Finance and Investment, and Resource Operations. The last major is really unique as well to this course and unique in Western Australia. And as you can see, there's a projection of job increase of 28%. And the salaries for a data analyst are over $100,000 per year. We do offer also the Master of Computing, 2 years. If you are looking into that area, we do have majors in artificial intelligence, computer science, and cybersecurity. So we have just started this course with these majors this year. If you are interested, please reach out, as we will be happy to have you. As well, this course, as our other courses, blending theoretical stuff with practical projects. And as you can see as well, just the growth, the job growth projection is really high, and the salaries as well. Just the last piece, we'd like to talk about the facilities. So the picture that you see on the left, it's our engineering pavilion. This is a building for teaching purposes, and you can only enter there if you are an engineer student. So I always say that our engineer students are the most spoiled in the university, and this is an amazing building, which is also a living lab. It's just everything in this building is recorded and monitored. So we record and we monitor the temperature, the ventilation, the fluid, even the movement of the stairs or the beams. That information is collated into the living lab, and it's used for students to do their assignments. We also have the chemistry present, like 4 floors of office spaces and labs for our science students. The Green Electric Energy Park, better known as the GEEP. This is for our electrical engineers students. So we have a really unique lab in this university, which photovoltaic systems, storage systems, battery storage system, and hydropower. So if you are already an electrical engineer, you will know what we are talking about, and it's really it's a really pioneer lab here at Curtin. And for students doing geophysics as well, we have even seismic vibrator tracks and state-of-the-art facilities. Just talking about a scholarship, which is something that always students are interested in. So these are the scholarships available that we have for 2022. The Merit Scholarship, the Australian Year 12, and the Alumni and Family All of them give you 25% discount of the first year of your studies if the course is 300 credits or longer, so basically 1.5 years or 2 years or longer. And you can deduct the 25% discount on the deposit. So instead of paying the full deposit, you can deduct that scholarship. You don't need to apply for this. We will just assess it with your application. If you didn't get any of those scholarships and you are unsure, you can still get the support scholarship, which is the 20% off of the first year, and also you can deduct that from the deposit. If you need English, we have also with your package of English plus the mainstream, your main course, and a scholarship of almost $7,000, which will be applied in your second semester. And also for those students who are overseas, or they are relocating to Western Australia to study face-to-face or on campus, we have the Starter Support Scholarship, which is up to $5,000. And this is additional to the other scholarships that you will receive. For business and law, we have the MBA and the Master of Commerce in Marketing extension of the merit. So apart from the merit scholarship, you can have a second year extension. And also for undergraduate programs, we have science and engineering. We have 25% that can be applied for all the course duration. Really important as well, this is, we have some students, and we have a video of one of our students, Jeff, who has benefit for the Destination Australia Scholarship. This is for our students going to study the Master of Professional Engineering, Mining and Metallurgy. In Kalgoorlie is $15,000 per annum. And it's paid in your account, so we wouldn't get this, we wouldn't hold that money, we will pay it to you. And you only need to apply for the program. And additional to all your documents, you just need to submit a statement of purpose and let us know how the Destination Australian Scholarship is going to assist you to reach your career goals, and will help you to make tomorrow better. So it will be just a one-page statement of purpose that you submit with your application. It's really important that you are here in Western Australia to receive this scholarship, so you need to be able to relocate to Kalgoorlie. And also this is a first come, first served basis. So basically we are giving this scholarship as it comes. The student accept their offer and get admitted, and then we give the scholarship. And just the last part of the presentation, I would like to talk about career pathways and opportunities. I will try to be brief, because obviously Tianii has spoken about that, but just a snapshot of some of our industry connections that we have. Apart from the ones that I mentioned, it's easier when you recognize the logo. So we have NASA there, Rio Tinto, Cisco, BHP, Billiton, Optus. We do have the 5G lab at Curtin University that we just opened last year. And also we have the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Western Australia, Bankwest as well. So you can see here that our industry connections go from resources, goes to business. It's also the government, environmental companies as well. We also say that your career starts while you are studying at Curtin, that you don't need to wait until you finish. As I said before, to receive the accreditation from Engineers Australia, doing Bachelor of Engineering Honours or Master of Professional Engineer, you need to complete the 480 hours of industry exposure or the internships, right? But you will be lucky to have our team, our Work Integrated Learning Office, the WIL team, to help you connect with the industry. So this team basically aims to link students to the industry and nurture our industry partners to make sure that our students have the opportunity to have their placements and are connected with the industry. So that applies not only for the placement, but also how we teach in our classroom. So we make sure that you will have guest lectures from industry specialists, and then we will have a lot of networking events and industry-based projects. And that's because we do have those connections. Also, the WIL office will help you will help you to understand how you can get your placements. If you don't get it, we will help you. But basically, the soft skills that you will learn when you are studying will make you possible to understand how to secure a scholarship, an internship. Most of our students get themselves their internship, and that makes us really proud. But if for any reason you are not able to do it, we have that, the Will Office. And also we have the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Western Australia on campus. So we are one of the few universities which have the Chamber of Commerce in the campus, and that means that we can connect it to more of the 9,000 members that are affiliated to the Chamber of Commerce. Just some of the indicators, if this doesn't come from NERO, but it comes from the Graduate Outcome Survey. So you can see the recent graduate satisfaction for our student. 82% of students say that they were satisfied overall. As I said before, 77% found full-time employment, and then 88% found employment that can be casual or part-time, and 7% of them continue studying full-time. Regarding the salary, this is just only for Curtin University and how it compares to the national average. So 1 year out of your of being graduating from Curtin, you will have a national a median salary of $94,000, and the national median salary is $66,000. So you can see here that there's a big gap and the advantage of studying at Curtin. Also, 5 years out of your graduation, the salary increases over 100,000, and the national median still is around 62. And then 9 years out, you can see the figure going up with $128,000, and still the national median is just above $100,000. So this is just for you to see, because we are really connected with the industry. You will have better opportunities when you go to the market. Just a snapshot as an engineer, as an engineering context. So Aussizz have been talking about this. You can see the job opportunities at the moment. These are just from 𝐸𝐵.com.au, so which is the most popular portal for people who are looking for job opportunities. This is just from last week, so some of the jobs advertised in Western Australia last week, but also you can see it down in my screen in all Australia, more than 6,000 job opportunities and the projection of the job growth. Also the salary that you can earn as an engineer, it ranges from 80K to 130K in Australia, and then in Western Australia it goes a little bit beyond, up to 140K. And just by field, I just highlighted electrical engineering, where you can see almost 12% projection growth for that field, and the salary that you can have in Australia ranges from 90 to 130K. Mining engineer is a little bit higher, obviously, and because of the opportunities that we have in Western Australia, the salary can go up to 170K. It will depend on your experience. Obviously, this is not just for recent graduates, but it's an average. But you can see that last week there were 1,000 jobs advertised in Australia as mining engineers. Also for software engineers, as you can see as well, 30% job growth projected in the next 5 years. So if you start studying now, this is what you are going to find when you graduate. And the salaries is again from 100 to 130. And then civil engineers as well, the opportunities are quite big, from 15% growth, and also salaries can go to 130. I will share this on the chat, so you can just wander around our campus. And I would like to share Jeff's testimonial. He is a mining engineer. Give me a second. I need to just put the sound on that I didn't. So I'm going to just stop sharing my screen and share it again.
Hey guys, my name is Jeffrey Abraham and I'm a Destination Australia Scholarship awardee. So I'm from Dubai and I'm currently pursuing my Masters of Engineering Science at 𝐤𝐿𝐴, Western Australia School of Mines. The best part about studying my course is that it's an evergreen topic. It's an evergreen subject. Over the years, people have been trying or finding ways to dig up dirt and then converting it to gold. That's when the whole thing about alchemists came in. So for me, it was an interesting topic because you take dirt and you throw it out as gold. So when I got the email saying that I am a Destinations Australia Scholarship recipient, I was totally surprised. But even before I would say surprised, I was shocked. Shocked about the fact that I got a scholarship. And then it took me a couple of minutes to recover from it and then understand that it's a very big opportunity for a student like me who is a non-Australian coming over here, and the government itself is supporting me to come forward to get into one of the industries and to one of these subjects that's the base for Australia as well. So they themselves are encouraging me, and I found it interesting, I found it surprising, and I loved it. I was totally happy with it. The Destination Australia Scholarship set me up into a totally different path. I couldn't see myself as a mining employee maybe like 10 years ago or even 5 years ago. But then now when I stand over here in front of all of you, it's like a totally different experience because people just, the whole place is friendly, but then you being a totally new experience and you having to be blessed with all these things is like a totally new thing for me. And I feel like it was a big boon that I had to come over here, to be awarded the Destination Australia Scholarship, and then to be prepared for the next step in life. So once I landed in 𝐤𝐿𝐴, within the first month itself, we had this career fair where numerous industrial personnel just came over. They just swept in, talked to all the students. They were like super friendly. And then the moment I just mentioned the term Destination Australia, they are like, oh wow, that's interesting. Tell us more about it. And then I went to do blah, 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 all those details and all those things. And now when I look back after my first year and my vacation time, I'm blessed enough to be working with one of the esteemed organizations called Northern Star Resources, who's been coming up. They've had this huge merger and of sorts, and they're just coming up. They're like totally into the whole right path, and I'm lucky that I've been part of it. Curtin Student Services were totally helpful in getting me not just to Australia, but then helping me throughout the whole phase. Even now, when I look back, they're still standing right beside me as my career goes through, and they're helping me out in a lot of ways. When I started off from my place, even when I started off, to be frank, I've been receiving a lot of emails, a lot of text messages saying that, hey, are you good? You have to reach so and so place. This is who is going to pick you up. You're going to be reaching the airport by so and so time. You can make your travel by so options and all those things. They were super friendly with me, and I understood that this was the team that could help me out through my journey as well. The advice that me as a current student studying in 𝐦𝐨𝐽 would be just go for it. Don't think back. Don't even stop or stutter. Just go for it. When I look back now, the advice that I would give myself, my younger self, the 18-year-old kid, it would be when you strike 18, go for mining, go for WASM, go for the destination Australia, and come over here. That's it. Because this is one thing that I have missed out on, and trust me, I regret it. I regret it. I wouldn't say every single day, but then yes, I do regret it, because the opportunities, the amount of things that come up your way is like off the table, and that was too good. And I feel like I was a bit too late to enjoy it, or a bit too late to access it, but then I'm not too late. That's why I'm over here. So yeah, go for it.
And that's it for me. If you have any questions, I am here to help. So thank you. Thanks for the space that you have given to Curtin, and then we can continue with the question and answer if you want. Tianii?
Sherilyn, are you there? Is there any questions for Begonia about Curtin University? Can you see any in the chat?
Tianii, no, there aren't any questions as of yet in the chat box.
If you don't mind, I'm going to share, and then you can get that as well. Here on the chat, the Explorer Curtin website that you can go around and see campus and our videos. I think that it's really, really important that when I see Jeff, obviously we know students by their name. Jeff has just graduated, and that was his experience a few months ago when he told us how he was doing with his studies in engineering. And our students, so you can see that, you know, he's quite natural when he talk about his experience at Curtin. I think that the students find a really welcoming environment at the university. We staff and students are really passionate about what we do and how we can support our students. And I think that that's something really important, apart from, you know, the award that you are going to get. It's really important that you have a really good experience as an international student. Sherilyn, do you want me to read the question?
No, I was actually just reading. Yeah. Begonia, there's a question for you. It's from Ryan. He says, hey, good day. Is Australian universities recognize UK top-up bachelor's in engineering degrees for masters?
Yeah, so I can talk about Curtin University. So as I shared in the presentation, we have a really high rank. We rank really high in engineering. So for example, we are second in the world and first in Australia, but second in the world for mining and mineral engineering. But also we are in the top 100 for rankings in civil, structural engineering. Also for petroleum engineer, also nationally wide, we are fifth in Australia for petroleum, which are, you know, like key areas of engineering. So definitely I would say yes, especially for Curtin, because we are really recognized, we are highly recognized in the engineering field, not only in Western Australia, but also in Australia. And most of our students regrets that they didn't start the journey at Curtin earlier.
Thank you so much, Begonia. Ryan, I hope your question was answered. We have another question for you. This is from San. He said, hey, what is the job scope for software developers? Are there programs that link us to industries that help us get employment? How has it been for previous students? Thanks.
Yes. Yes, so we have different software or different computer science courses. As I mentioned before, we do have, so the MPE, the Master of Professional Engineering, we have a major specifically for software engineering. And also we have the Master of Computing with 3 different majors, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and computing, and computer science. So basically the projection growth of this area is 30% in the next 5 years, and salaries are starting from $100,000 Australian dollars. How it works, usually we partner with some of the most known companies in the area, and students get the opportunity. So for the Master of Professional Engineering, software engineer, the placement is compulsory. Students need to do that before they graduate, so you will have that industry exposure. And for the Master of Computing, it's not compulsory, but most of the students get opportunities before they graduate to have some kind of placement. Also, we do have industry projects, so companies come to us and say, okay, we have this to be solved or to work with or to work in, and we want your students to be placed there. So if you are a good student, if you have a course weight average of 65%, you will get the opportunity to work on this kind of placements, to do this kind of placements or work in those projects. So I'm not sure if that answers, but I think that there are good opportunities. There are good opportunities.
Thank you so much, Begonia. So I believe Ryan has, there's another part of his question. He says, hey, I just mean our Australian universities recognized UK top-up bachelor's in engineering degree as a entry requirement for their masters.
Yes. So we do have to assess to see if it's a 4 years engineer degree, because it has to be a 4 years engineering degree to get direct entry into the Master of Professional Engineering. If not, we can offer a pathway with the graduate diploma of professional engineering. So I'm pretty sure that you will be eligible to come, even though it takes you a little bit longer with the pathway. But obviously, admissions will need to assess.
Thank you so much, Begonia. Also, thank you, San. We're glad your question was answered. We have another question from Dennis Mauricio Ceballos from Soch. He says, hello, good evening here. Greetings from Ecuador. My question is, what opportunities of growing in the field of political sciences are there in your universities?
Yeah, it will depend on what you want to study. We have international business. Also, we have a master in national security. We can talk about that if you want. You can book an appointment with Aussizz, or you can reach out and then we can have a conversation about those kind of courses, depending on your background as well.
Right. Thank you so much, Begonia. We have another question. So this is from Mangampat Jerali. So he says, good morning, everyone. Thank you for having this event. Looking at your courses offerings, do you offer any free consultation for a more personalized recommendation?
Yes, we do. You can have an appointment with myself, or depending on where you are, we have in-country managers in different countries. You can just meet with them depending on where you are, and then we can talk about your background and the opportunities that you want to explore. I can give you more information about that. Obviously, you can do that with Aussizz as well, or we can have an appointment, the three of us. So that wouldn't be a problem. But of course, the idea is that this is general information, but we take offline any kind of consultation and talk about your case, personalized. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Begonia. I'm glad. I hope Mangampat, I'm pronouncing your name all right. Your question was answered. He's asking us how to connect.
I'm going to type my email. Okay. So you can send me an email.
Mangampat. So everyone else who's willing to connect with Begonia, you can contact her on her email ID. It's available in the chat box. Is that all? Are there any more questions?
I think that San had a question that he has a 3 years bachelor degree in computer science. Should I apply for bachelor's in computer engineering or master's? If you have a bachelor degree in computer science, you can apply for the master of computing. And then, you can choose one of the 3 majors that we have. If you want to do engineering, Master of Professional Engineering, we will need to assess your case, and probably you will need to go through the pathway. So you will need to do the graduate diploma professional engineering, major in software engineering, and then transition to the Master of Professional Engineering.
San, I hope that answers your question.
Awesome.
That's clear. Is there anyone else who would like to ask Begonia any questions? I guess that's all then. We don't have any more questions. Thank you so much, Begonia.
No, thanks for having us. It's been a pleasure. Of course, students have my email address if they want to reach out, depending on where they are. I'm happy to talk to them, or just ask my colleagues to talk with the student and give them all the information to just come and study with us, either engineering or science courses or any other courses that we have here at Curtin. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Begonia.
Thanks, Begonia.
Thank you so much to everyone else for attending this session. Don't forget to leave your review for the session. I'll be adding a review link in the shared in the chat box. Your feedback is much appreciated, and don't miss out on our next information sessions on many more exciting topics. Join straight away through the links in the chat box. Share the links for the next 3 sessions with the time and so I'll be sharing the links for all the sessions now. So feel free to join us for the sessions. So I've added the links to all the upcoming sessions. Also, your feedback is much appreciated. So there's also going to be a link, a feedback link. Please let us know how you thought the session was. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Sherilyn.
Thank you.
Thanks, Begonia. It was lovely meeting you. Take care. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Hey!